Hello, friends. A very good afternoon to all of you. Once again, I would like to thank you all for joining us today for a very informative and wonderful session. As you all know, today we will be talking about investment. Either it should be in the field of stocks or it should be in real estate. Why this topic is important in today's context? Because at this point of time during COVID-19, you know what exactly has happened to stock markets as well as the real estate market. People were so skeptical about it. What is going to happen and what is not going to happen? So I keep getting a lot of calls from many people who actually have invested their money in stock exchange and they wanted some suggestion what route they should adopt. Before we go to that interesting session, today I would also like to introduce an amazing, charming personality who actually decided to join SafeMax platform. You all know that we were working on our fantastic model, which we named as a game changer model. And there is so much attraction onto that particular model. So when I met this amazing, charming personality and I explained her the new SafeMax model and also the system which we work on, she was so amazed that the same moment she decided to become part of SafeMax team. So I will not take much of your time onto this, and let's all welcome Lacey Purchase. Lacey, a warm welcome to you in SafeMax team, and your association and your addition to the team is definitely going to take SafeMax to the newer heights. Today I was in Orangeville in the morning, and I was amazed to look at the place and the new office which we are planning to do. So I would like to give you a warm welcome to our team, Lacey. So please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Raman. It's so nice to be part of the SafeMax team. I'm so excited. I really appreciate you and Sachin and the whole team really welcoming me and welcoming my father-in-law, who is my business partner now, which I'm very excited about. And I'm just really so thankful to be part of this and very excited about the expansion into the Orangeville area. We've been checking out some buildings and working closely with your representative as well, and hoping to secure something very soon. And we're really just excited to kind of hit the ground running.
That's amazing, Lacey. I'm pretty sure you're very excited for this new journey in the real estate field. And we are equally excited to have you there as part of our team. And there are many people who actually wants to ask so many questions from you. Sure. But we will go to that part like once we are done with our presentation. So folks, today we will be discussing about our presentation. So we're going to finish this session sharp in 45 minutes today. I got some feedback from many of the viewers that session goes a little bit longer. So we have decided that we are going to close the session within 45 minutes. And Lacey, you have to check your video. I got some feedback here. Your video is, I think, upside down. But I can see you properly. I'm not too sure if there's any problem. If I can get some feedback from any of our viewers.
Is that better?
So it's actually upside down. So I think you have to rotate that to 360 angle maybe.
Let's try that. Is that better?
Yeah, I can see you fantastic. I can see you fine, but I'm not too sure if people can see you on Facebook or not. But I will take some feedback, no problem. So I'm going to take you off air for a little while, and let's start the presentation, and then we will come back to you.
Perfect, thank you.
So friends, I'm pretty sure you all want to know where to invest, especially in today's market. Either we should invest in stock market or we should invest in real estate. a humble request to all of you to start a Facebook watch party where you can request your viewers to participate in today's session. If there is any question, friends, please don't hesitate to put your questions as soon as you can. As I said, we're going to finish this session sharp in 45 minutes, so we might have to skip few of the questions, and all the questions will be answered on first come first serve basis. As usual, you know, the best question is going to win a $50 gift card, and that is sponsored by our tech partner Workify. They are really putting a lot of emphasis on bringing latest technology in the field of real estate. And we will very soon share a video with all of you where Team Workify organized a full disinfectant services for our office yesterday. Because, you know, during this COVID-19, all the businesses have a kind of responsibility towards their clients as well as towards their employees to ensure that the office's space is safe and secure for them. So it was an amazing services, and thank you Workify for getting our office disinfected. So if you want to win that $50 gift card, please don't hesitate to put your question as soon as you can. You can definitely send the question on my cell phone as well, which is 647-225-5780. So not taking too much of your time, let's go to the presentation, stock market versus real estate. A very, very interesting question in today's context, because during this COVID-19, I think this was the biggest confusion in people's mind, where to invest the money. Either we should go in stock exchange or we should go in real estate. So let's first understand the difference between real estate and stock exchange. First of all, let's talk about the little meaning about stock. Stock is the shares in the earnings of a company, and real estate is a property on a piece of land utilized for further expansion, or you can have it for your living, whatever the purpose you want to use. In stock, the ownership, it is basically a pure investment. Stockholders are owner on paper, but technically cannot own the company. It all depends upon how much stock you have. In real estate, you have an amazing dual purpose. One can be the complete owner of the property and use it for many purposes. So it solves two purposes. First, you can use it for so many purposes, and then you can be a complete owner to that. And also, it is a very good and lucrative investment. Liquidity, I'm pretty sure we all very well understand. Stocks are highly liquid. For $100 investment in stock, you need $100 as a liquid cash in your hand, majority of the times. I know there are certain ways you can actually put less money and get more stocks, but in general, that is what happens. Whereas in case of real estate, it is less liquid as compared to stocks and can take time depending on case-to-case basis. Moreover, in real estate, you also get another advantage, which is kind of called, which we call as a leverage. So for $100 investment in real estate, you need $20 as a liquid cash to you. Now, when I say $20, this is just understanding that as an investor, you are putting 20% down payment. Of course, there could be more down payment and there could be less down payment. But as I said, it all depends upon, we are just taking a general example. Rest can be borrowed through mortgage. So technically in real estate, your money works 5 times. Hello, friends. When it comes to maintenance, we all understand in stock market, there's no maintenance charges have to be paid. It is just a little fees, I would say, whereas in real estate, regular maintenance has to be executed to ensure property is in good conditions. And then comes to the risk level. Stocks, as we all understand, they are generally volatile, and real estate is relatively stable. Stocks have no tangible, it's a non-tangible assets, I would say. It is always on the paper, whereas real estate, you can touch and feel it. So it's a tangible asset. Now, advantages and disadvantages of real estate investing. So first, let's focus on real estate, and then we will talk about stock exchange. Guys, I have some very interesting real life examples which will give you a good insight and help you to make a decision for yourself. So let's first talk about advantages of investing in real estate. Of course, in real estate, you get an opportunity to earn a passive income if you have a rental property. You get a lot of tax advantages because whatever the money you earn in real estate, that is considered as a capital gain because it's an kind of long-term asset. So there is a good tax advantage over there in real estate as well. And opportunity to earn a passive income if you have a rental. Then in real estate, it hedge against the inflation. So that is another big advantage which you can definitely take when you're investing in real estate. And this is my favorite actually. In real estate, you get an ability to leverage. As I earlier explained you, let's say you are an investor and you put 20% down payment, you get an opportunity to buy something which is 5 times more in the value. So your money is growing on the purchase price, whereas your investment is only 20%. Whereas in some cases, let's say it's a first time buyer or second time buyer, you can even get the mortgage on 5 to 10% down payment as well. And see the beauty, with 5% down payment, you are getting a leverage of 20 times on your money. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that interesting? Now, of course, everything has its pros and cons. The same way, it has some advantages. There are some disadvantages of investing in real estate as well. You need a little extra involvement than buying stocks, which is very well understandable. When you're buying a real estate as an asset or as an investment, you need some extra involvement, whereas in stock, you don't need that extra involvement over there. Of course, real estate is a little bit expensive and has not as much liquidity as you get in the stock exchange. Now let's talk about the stock market investment. First advantage in stock market is it's highly liquid. So as and when you want, you sell your stocks today morning and you get money in your pocket right away. So there is an advantage of liquidity. You can diversify in so many fields simultaneously. Of course, you have an ability to buy the stocks of various companies and you can reduce your risk a little bit because you have the power of diversification into that. Low transaction fees is very well understandable, which is a good advantage of investing in stocks. Now, it can add to tax advantage retirement accounts like RRSP, RESP, all those are the ways, or TFSA, where you can get a lot of tax advantage to put money into retirement accounts and then invest in the stocks. Now, these were advantages. Now, let's talk about disadvantages of stock market. Of course, this we all will agree without any confusion and doubt that stock market is having a lot of volatility. As compared to real estate, I would say 10 times more volatile than real estate. That is the stock exchange, stock market, what you can estimate. Now, selling stock can trigger big taxes. There is not too much advantages you get over there because that is considered as a kind of high taxable income, whatever you earn in stock market. Another disadvantage of stocks is some stocks move sideways for years. Here it is written some, but this is my personal experience based on the discussion what I had with many people. It is not some, it is more than some. So a lot of stocks, they keep moving sideways for many years. And stock, I always tell people, there's a lot of emotional investing what happens in the stock exchange, because you know what, you have to make an instant call, and so many times you make emotional decision rather than rational, and that's how the crash happens, and that's how problems comes in the stock markets. Now comes to another important point where we have to compare real estate versus stock market. And when it comes to comparison, the most important point at that time is how relevant that comparison is. And relevancy is always calculated in terms of numbers, in terms of data. And I think data never lies. This is what I learned in real estate. So let's look at the data. Let's look at, first of all, we will compare because we all are in GTA area. So, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot many viewers who are watching out of the country as well, and Alberta and all those places. But I have picked up GTA market as an example because that will be a good depiction. That will be a good understanding of one regional market. As far as I understand real estate, and I always tell people, real estate is always regional. So that's why I have picked up data from GTA area. So in 2000, if you can see in this particular chart and the graph, in 2000, the average freehold house price was 280,000. And in 2010, so after 10 years, that went up to 490,000. And then 2020, so after another 10 years, which is today's market, the average freehold price has jumped up to 900,000. If I look at the condos, in 2000, the average condo price was 190,000. In 2010, 320,000. And 2020, 610,000. And you can see a good glimpse of all these numbers in this chart. So you can see close in 2000 where the prices were, and in 2010 where the prices were, and in 2020 where the prices were. Sorry, friends. I think we had some challenge. Can somebody give me feedback if we are back live now? I know technology brings a lot of issues, and yeah, yeah, बार बार disconnect हो रहा है वो. Retry. Yes. So I think, friends, we are back online. I'm so sorry. Technology always brings fantastic challenges, and I had an option. I could have gone back onto my phone, but I don't want to miss this presentation. And in the meanwhile, we have to send the link to Lacey. So just give me a couple of seconds. I will be back with all of you. So can I get some feedback from somebody in terms of if we are back live now and you are able to see me properly? Can somebody send a text message, please? I would appreciate that. Good now. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you for the feedback. So guys, I will go back to the presentation one more time. Wherever we have finished, we will start from there. So we're talking about real estate growth comparison for the years. And as I explained you, you can see in all of these four charts, what you can see over there, the growth is more than 10%, almost 10%. I know at one of the chart it is approximately 9.9 and somewhere it goes 12%, but on an average it is almost like close to 10%, okay? Now I will show you an interesting example over here. This is a real life example of one of the property which was a kind of investment. Now what I want to show you some practicality as well. That here we are talking about on an average growth which is 10%. And the stats on the number, it is pretty good. But let me show you the power of how the real estate thing works out there. So this is a property which was 86 Trudel, and I have actually attached on your right hand side. You can see when it was bought and when it was sold. So if you look at the sold date, so that means the purchaser the investor bought this property on 13/5/2015 for $385,000. And this property was sold in 2020 on 3rd of February for $685,000. So I have did the calculations on your left hand side. Purchase price 385, closing cost, which was approximately 1%, 5775. So the total cost was 390,000 for this property. The property was sold at 685,000. I have put selling cost, which is the maximum cost, on 5%. So $34,250 get deducted from there, and money in hand is approximately 650,000. Guys, I'm not too sure if we are good now, but if somebody can send me a feedback on my cell phone on a text message, I think I would appreciate that on 647-225-5780. So the mortgage which was taken on that property on 80% down payment was $308,000. Annual approximate mortgage which was paid was $16,078. So we have did some calculation based on an average rate of interest and everything. Property taxes on annual basis was $3,000, and annual rent which we received from the property was approximately $18,000. So if you look at it, there was a negative cash flow which was $1,000 every year you are paying from your pocket. So for approximately 4.5 years or 5 years, the negative cash flow was $48.49 in this calculation. In that, the annual principal which was paid in the mortgage was $6,431, and annual interest was paid around $9,000. So there was an equity for those 4.5 years which was saved in the property was $28,940. So if I look at the profit in 4.5 years, so equity plus gain plus cash flow, that was $284,000. What was the initial investment? Was $78,000. So total ROI for these 4.5 years was 363%. Just imagine, 363%, but that was for 4.5 years. So annual rate of return, ROI, your return on investment is 81%. And this is a real life example. This is the power of investing in real estate, friends. Okay, now this is not one example. I have put on another example of another property. So now I will tell you the beauty of the real estate and why I always say you need to have somebody who understand the value, who understand how to invest in real estate. And I can promise you something. If you are working with somebody who knows real estate, your life can be transformed. This is another example which was bought in 2015, 13th of October. And you know, at that point of time, the market was pretty good. So this house was bought for $471,000 and sold in 2019 on $715,000. So again, on your left-hand side, if you look at the calculation, the purchase price, closing cost, altogether total property value gain in 3.5 years was $200,000. So if I look at the negative cash flow for 4 years, it was around $7,000, and equity saved in 3.5 years was $27,537. Look at the final number. Look at the annual ROI in this return was 66%. Just imagine, this is the annual ROI, return on investment, 66%. Now let's go to another third example. I went on to a bigger property which was in the range of almost like $1 million, I would say. This was bought in 2016 and sold in 2020. Bought for $743, sold for $995. On your left-hand side, you can see the calculation. Property value gain in approximately little less than 4 years, $191,000. Now this is a bigger property, right? And there was more investment onto this, but still, if you look at the bottom number, the annual ROI was 39%. So these are three wonderful examples which I took it from the housing market. Now let me take you to another interesting example of a land which we recently bought for one of our investors. So this land was bought in Oakville for $690,000, closed in June 2019. And mark my words, just try to understand that this property we sold during COVID-19. Yes. This property has been sold on 17th of June, which is almost a week and a half before 2020, for $1,150,000. $1,150,000 bought an year before for $690,000. So they have spent approximately $75,000 on getting approvals and permits and everything. Gain in 1 year is $467,150. Right? Over here, because it was a land, so they put 35% down payment, and we have calculated the interest on 6%, even if somebody goes for a private mortgage. Right? So total holding cost was $32,910. And guess what? The profit, $434,000 just in 1 year. Initial investment was $245,000. Annual ROI, 177%, friends. And this is, I'm talking, the worst situation in the world, COVID-19. Somebody made 177% return on his investment, whereas millions of people have lost trillions of dollars in the stock markets. Now, you all might be thinking that, you know what, I'm just coming up with all these numbers to favor the real estate only. That is not the case, guys. I have brought you the data for the real estate, for the stock market as well. So in 2000, stock market was at 84.81. In 2010, the stock market reached on to 11,094, and 2020 it was at 17,318. So if you see the graph on your left hand side, this is all about TSX, right? You can see there were total 8 peaks which came over there, which you can see the green dots. Total 8 dips, which were really very major dips. And there were 10 minor dips, which you can see in the orange color. So the noted dips, 8, that you can see in red color, and minor dips, almost 10 times. So what happened during those 20 years? Every year, pretty much, market came down, and there was a major dip and there was a minor dip. That is what is called a volatility of the market, friends. Now let's look at the data. In 2000 to 2010, TSX has gone up from 84.81 to 11,094. Annual growth is 3.1% only. 31% growth for 10 years, annual growth 3.1%. In between 2010 and 2020, annual growth was only 5.6%. And if I look at 20 years, the average growth is 5.2%. Whereas I have shown you in the real estate, this growth was on an average 10% or more. Whereas in stock market, the average growth is going approximately 5%. Almost 50% of what has happened in real estate industry. Now, do you think that gives you a good idea? Now, I'm not here to make any decision on your behalf, friends. My job is to show you the stats, to show you the facts and figures in front of you. And of course, final decision is, it is absolutely your judgment, your call, where you feel more comfortable. It all depends upon your analytical ability to determine either you should invest in real estate or you should invest in stock markets. I'm pretty sure this presentation might have helped you to understand a little bit more in detail that which is the best investment in your scenario. But if you want to understand it a little bit more, I am not an expert in stock exchange, and I would definitely love to give that disclosure. You better go and talk to somebody who has an expertise in that field. But if you have any questions, any concerns for real estate markets, I can be a good source of information and knowledge for you, and definitely we can help you out. I would love to finish this presentation with this fantastic quote: 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. Thank you very much, friends. As I said, my job, I have done my job giving you the facts and figures. You can make your own decision. Either you should invest in real estate or you should invest in stock exchange. Thank you very much. Now, my humble submission to all of you friends, if you like this presentation, please make sure share with others. Share with your friends, family members, and if you have a social media, you can definitely share with your friend list over there too, so that a lot many people can get benefited with this. And if you want to get connected to me, I would strongly encourage you to join my YouTube, to subscribe my YouTube channel, which is by the name of The Real Raman D, or you can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on my Facebook page by the name The Real Raman D. And thank you very much. Now let's go back to our wonderful guests for today. Sachin.
Yes, Raman.
Is Lacey with us?
Yes, I think if you invite her, she will be there.
Okay.
And I'm right way up.
Yes, hey.
Hi, guys. Hopefully I'm facing the right direction now and everybody can hear me and see me. Sorry about that. Side down.
I can definitely hear your wonderful voice, Lacey, and I would love to get some feedback from our viewers too. I know you had rotated yourself on 360 degrees. So, Lacey, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. Excited to be here and excited to hear from you always, learning some wisdom and incredible. The numbers that you are explaining it. I mean, the numbers don't lie, right? The data is what matters, and the stats are the hard facts. And there's nothing like real estate.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Lacey, I was having a little irritation in my eyes today, so that's why I was wearing glasses. But, I want to take off my glasses so that, So, Lacey, I have got 28 messages on my phone until now where everybody is welcoming you from a good warmth, and everybody is so happy to see you on SaveMax team. So, guys, thank you very much for giving a warm welcome to Lacey. She is our new team member. She will be taking care of Orangeville, Shelburne, and all those areas. And of course, her business partner, Mr. Purchase as well. So it is going to be a fantastic team. Last week, you all have met Corbin too. So Lacey, share your experience. Let me hear from you about what do you feel about SaveMax? What do you feel about our new business model, where we have named it as a game changer model? Absolutely. So people want to hear you.
Absolutely. So I couldn't be more excited. I really am so excited about the future. Our family got to know SaveMax a few years back when we had our home in Brampton, and we had purchased a new home in Orangeville that was to be built about a year down the road. And so we knew that we needed to sell, and it was a little bit high stress, right, to maybe you don't sell, maybe you end up carrying 2 mortgages, and we really needed some direction. And so we were watching what was happening in Brampton, and everywhere there was SaveMax signs on every lawn. And we kept watching these bidding wars where people were just like flocking on the front lawn together to try to get their bid in. And our neighbors were saying, you have to go with SaveMax. You have to call SACHIN specifically. Yeah. And so that was the name that was given to us by some people that we trusted. We tried to sell with a couple of other brokerages before that, and it just didn't work out. And we were starting to feel the pressure. And we called Sachin, and he came over to our house and gave us an incredible presentation. And my husband, who is a very, very good judge of character, he can read people like a book. And he said to me, that's somebody that we can trust. And so I thought, okay, let's do this. And our house sold for more than we were asking in the time that he promised. And we just, from that point forward, we're SaveMax fans all the way. So we were so excited, and I always wanted to be part of the team. Again, it's just timing really to make sure that it works out with our family and where we're located. And the fact that you were expanding into Orangeville was just like meant to be for us to jump on board and to be part of this right at the beginning is just so exciting for us. And we're so thankful to be just teamed up with the best that's out there. So that was how we kind of got to know SaveMax in the beginning as clients, really. And I also, the fact that, Raman, you want to make a 1,000 millionaires in the next 5 years is reason enough for me to sign on the dotted line for sure. So I want to join that crew for sure. And there's so many reasons for other people, other agents to jump on board and join SaveMax as well, which you've already heard in the presentation last week, but it's definitely worth going over again. If you want something different, I think there's a lot of brokerages out there that give, the same gift in different wrapping. And you shop around and you look at all the contracts and you crunch the numbers and you think about what's going to be best for your family. But at the end of the day, it kind of all seems to be the same until you dive deeper into somebody who is revolutionary and has come up with their own idea and implemented it. Raman, I was listening to you say that under other brokerages you had so many ideas, but your hands were tied, and you wanted $1,000 listing as an option. And yes, we want the full pop, of course, but we have to realize that we're competing. We're competing with Purple Bricks. We're competing with these other places where, some people will want that option. And so the fact that you're promoting that on your signs is huge, right? It gets us in the door. It gets us talking to people. It gets us, the opportunity, which is really what we need. And then, the professional good salesperson should be able to do their job from there moving forward. So I think that you guys are revolutionary in the fact that you've opened the door where at other brokerages, I think that you don't have that opportunity. And so if you're looking for something that's different, a different atmosphere where people are on the same page, it's one team, a different approach, a different opportunity, SaveMax is definitely the place to be. The data, as you said, the data are the facts, they don't lie. And one brokerage over the other brokerage, SaveMax is way up here, right? The facts are there. And more importantly for us and for the agents that are signing up, deal for deal. Yeah. We're doing way more at SaveMax than the average person is doing at another brokerage. And when you're on 100% commission, the deals are what matters. You're chasing those deals, right? And so, as an agent, in a typical brokerage, I think we have worries. Sometimes we don't know if it's going to be a good season. We don't know if it's going to be a bad season, right? And we are riding the realtor coaster, which I call it, but the roller coaster of everything's great. It's spring, my pipeline's full, amazing. I'm closing all these deals, but I was so busy I didn't fill my pipeline, and now I'm worried about my income. You guys have tackled that head on, right? So you have created this incredible game changer model that's going to help supplement, that roller coaster and start to stabilize the income that's coming in, which is a huge concern for people that are on 100% commission. And then we also worry about retirement. We're all supposed to be wise. We're all supposed to be investing in like you're saying today. But what if they don't? What happens when the deals stop coming? What happens when, or you're sick or you're unwell or something happens to you? You worry about that kind of thing. And to be building some passive income over your entire career that's going to pay off is, again, I didn't even know about it when I said I was going to sign up with SaveMax, but I'm sure glad now that I chose the right team because that was just such an additional bonus. That was when I was already sold, but when I heard of that plan, I started to feel that this was the best choice, not only for me as a realtor because of all the other things that I'm going to explain. And just tell me if I'm running out of time. I have a lot of good stuff to say. So you worry about retirement. You worry about your kids, and all of that is now taken care of as well. So we really do feel like we're part of your family and we're being taken care of like we're family. right? And so that's huge. And because everyone is pulling in the same direction, we're all going to get there together, and it gets rid of the nature of the industry, which is just fierce competition. I don't do well with that mentality. I just don't. I don't have that personality. I thrive on trying to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I'm all about developing relationship. And part of the reason I like this job is because I have clients that I get to take care of, and I get to know them. I get to help them with emotional decisions and move their family into the next phase. And, I don't do well when everybody is, it's a bit cutthroat, to be honest. And so the fact that everybody wants to see everybody do well is incredible. I've already been, Dad, I have to call him Corbin now, which is a bit weird for me, but Corbin and I have been approached by people already in your office to say, hey, do you want to come out to this meeting? Do you want to come and explore this opportunity? We're trying to build this over here. You guys would be a great part of it. And we're just like, our eyes are just being opened to so much more than just the standard, you're on your own, do as many deals as you can, sink or swim.
Perfect.
So
that's such a wonderful, and I think, Lacey, you nailed it right. See, that is what it is all about. SaveMax is all about family. And I always feel proud in making one statement that we have created such a wonderful family atmosphere here, but not compromising on professionalism.
Absolutely.
That is the real beauty which we have created. But I'm not saying just for the sake of saying, friends. It is, experience of hundreds of people who are working over here. And see, Lacey, we came into this beautiful country as an immigrant, and this country has given me a lot. You won't believe, I belong to a very humble background, and this country has given me an opportunity. How can I forget? How can I be so mean that I don't give it back to my people? And this is what was my dream. And a couple of people, they are asking me this question, okay, how are you gonna make so many people as millionaire? I said, friends, this is what I did actually. I still remember 5 years before, we were 25 people sitting in a boardroom, and I was talking to my team, and I said, you know what, guys, out of these 25, I want at least 20 millionaires. And in SaveMax, every single agent is a success story.
Yeah.
And now we are dreaming big to share that success with others.
Absolutely.
That's why I have brought up this idea of this game changer model. And you have seen that model.
Yes.
Isn't it fantastic that somebody is thinking about you?
Yes.
And your family, not only when you are working over there, but even after your retirement.
Absolutely.
And not only that, if something unfortunate happens to the family, we are planning to take care of the family as well.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's somebody that I'm pretty sure, friends, you can feel about it. Somebody can think only that way if they feel that you're part of their family.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the same way we deal with our clients. And Lacey, you have been part of our annual events where last year it was more than 4,000 people there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, those people, I always say, I was actually attending a media interview recently, and somebody asked me about, okay, who's your, tell me something about your family. I said, I have 5,000 people in my family. So I feel proud in saying that, we have one of the biggest family in this country. Now, Lacey, I have a dream which I want to share with you as well as with our viewers. I want to see those 1,000 millionaires standing in Rogers Center after 5 years with a crowd of 20,000 people in their surrounding. And I promise you, we will make it happen.
I can't wait. So excited to be part of that. That's amazing.
Yes, and we have another amazing personality with us, Sachin Gupta. Sachin?
Raman, how are you?
Pretty fantastic.
I was listening to you and Lacey, and though with Lacey and Corbin Purchase Family, I started my relation as a realtor, wherein I just went there to list their house. And with all this time that we have spent, I'm very happy to take that relation a step forward now, where we are working together to help each other to become the next millionaires.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
You know what?
When I was listening to Lacey, the way she was speaking from her heart, it doesn't even seem to me that it's been only 2 weeks she's working in the SaveMax family. It seems like from the day one for last 10 years we are one family. So the words she has put in, I can see that those words were coming from her heart.
Well, I have to say, Sachin,
Yeah.
we've been talking for a long time, and I have been at, another brokerage, and I just have to let the viewers know what kind of a person you really are, because when it didn't work out for us, and I was in Orangeville and the office was in Mississauga, and the logistics we couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
What you said to me was, you said, best of luck to you. And if you need me for anything, even if you're not with SaveMax, you call me anytime and I will help you. And to me, that was, priceless, because to have access to your wisdom and your expertise, and I'm not even part of your team. I mean, that was incredible. That was again, my husband's judge of character. He's always right on the money. I like to think so because he picked me. So good judge of character.
You made the best choice he can make in his own life.
Thank you. I think I walked away with the best last name, though, right?
That's right.
Amazing, Lacey. Your last name is really like, that seems like you are born for real estate.
It does. It does. Yes, I think I am. I hope so.
So, Lacey, I have a question here. Michelle, she sent me a question, and she's asking you, Lacey, what inspired you to join as a real estate as a career, as a realtor? So, what's your inspiration? Yes.
Okay, honest answer. It's business for me. I want to make money, and I want to do it on my own terms. We have two beautiful girls, and they are my priority. So I wanted a schedule that I could control, and I wanted to make a lot of money. And so I thought, I know that it's an uphill battle in the beginning. It's not easy right away, but it does pay off in the end. And if you choose the right brokerage to be part of, to hold your hand and help you, then the future is bright. And so I just felt like it was just the best opportunity out there for me, so yeah.
Lacey, I have 7 questions on my phone, but as we spoke today, guys, that we're going to try to finish the session in 45 minutes. We have already crossed that limit because there was a little bit technical glitch.
I think Raman, we can take 10 minutes liberty. This is over here, so we can take 10 minute liberty.
Okay, so Lacey, the next question which I have is it's Kirk. So Kirk wants to know, Lacey, what if you get your first million in next 3 years? What will be your first dream as a realtor? What you gonna do with that first?
What am I gonna do? Honest answer. I want to buy my husband a sports car.
Oh,
he's waited and he's worked so hard, and we've just put everything else above that. And if I made that much money, 100%. But I couldn't surprise him with it because I really wouldn't know what to buy. I'd have to bring him with me and just be like, you can pick. So yeah.
Lacey, okay, today on this platform, publicly, I promise you something.
Oh, Raman.
2021.
Yeah.
1st of July, and year after.
Okay.
I will accompany you, and you and me both gonna get a sports car for your husband. That's my promise to you.
Amazing.
We're gonna buy two, one for your husband and one for me.
Perfect.
And I promised you, please keep this recording with you.
I will.
It can be before 1st of July 2021, but it won't be 2nd July 2021. That's my promise.
That's amazing. And we have a lot of witnesses. And I plan, honestly, Raman, the best part of it is I feel inspired to do my best. I feel like my potential, I have a lot more to give.
Yes.
And I need people to help instill in me, the things that they've already learned along the years. And I'm excited to realize my potential and to be part of that growth. That is inspiring.
Absolutely. So,
Lacey, one thing I can tell you, you have the strongest witness with you. So I will witness this, that Raman said this.
Okay, I can't wait.
No. And Lacey, I always believed this in my life, that if I am able to help even a single person to fulfill their dream, and I really loved your answer because you were so honest in your answer. And I just did a live Facebook small morning session, which I normally do every day morning. And this is what I was talking about money. I find so many people, they shy to talk about money. They shy, like, I don't like money and this and that. And those are the ones who actually run after money in their life.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong to have an aspiration to become rich.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong to have an aspiration to drive a sports car.
I agree.
I want to drive the best car in the world. What's wrong?
Yeah.
But I want to work hard for that. And I want
Exactly.
to earn it. And I think that is the most important message, which I would like to give to all the viewers.
Absolutely. And we always say, money is kind of like children in your marriage. If you have a beautiful marriage and you're super happy and you have children, it's just going to make it better, right? If you're already happy and you get some extra money, it just makes your life easier. It just makes it easier. It doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah.
We're happy. We're satisfied. We're full of joy every day. But I'm young and I have a big, long career ahead of me, and I want to realize my potential. I want to see what I can do, and I feel like I'm in a place where I can discover that right now, which is very exciting.
So
Perfect.
I have so many questions related to you, but can I just stop them? And there's another question from Mr. Baraj. He's asking, how can you get the best of both the worlds in real estate or stock market by a single investment? For example, investment in REITs. Mr. Indrapal, yes, I know REIT could be a very good option, but I always still consider that you are giving a liberty to somebody to make a decision on your behalf to ruin your money or to make money for you. And REIT has its own beauties and REIT has its own complication, but it all depends upon our viewers to make their own judgment, because one shoe size doesn't fit all. And so there are so many people who made money in stock exchange, in stock market, but majority of them, they lost money. Whereas in real estate, 99% people, they made money, only 1% they lost because they were not investors, they were speculators. So that is what I think my fair answer to you about that would be. So Sachin, I think this is the time right now for us to say goodbye to everybody. And thank you, Lacey. Once again, I would like to give you a warm welcome in SaveMax family. That's what I always say. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a wonderful journey. And I can tell you something. After working 6 months in SaveMax, you will not say real estate is a roller coaster ride. Real estate is such a beautiful profession. And I always encourage many youngsters to come and join this profession. And as Sachin said to you, I tell so many realtors from other companies, and believe me, Lacey, so many times people, they call us. And, and they feel so happy. They said, you know what, I went to my broker of record. I couldn't get any answer to this question. And they call us and very happily, because, this is my duty to my profession. It is not that if you're working in SaveMax, only then we're going to help you. We want this profession to be the best.
Absolutely.
So friends, before we wrap up, I will just take 30 seconds to tell you about our new game changer model, where we have created 3 pillars for that. One pillar is that we provide a passive income to you. As Lacey rightly said, we all are in a self-employed industry where you don't know either you're going to get your check or not. So we have created a system where you will not have that kind of insecurity, or you will not have that kind of challenge, and you are getting some passive income, to run your family on day-to-day basis. Now, second pillar to that model is the retirement income. So even if you decide to retire from this profession, you will still keep getting income to maintain your lifestyle. So we will make sure when Lacey's husband, he gets like 75, he's still driving the sports car. And the third one is, which I call it as a next generation income. We want to make sure if somebody has spent their life with us, we want to make sure, because your family is my family. So we take care of that family with the same love and affection. Of course, we cannot bring the person back, but if we can make life another interesting chapter, I try my level best. So we have done this model with a great insight and with the pure heart and a clear intent. And if you want to get more information about this model, of course, if you are in Orangeville side, get in touch with Lacey and Corbin. If you are here in GTA somewhere, in Brampton, Mississauga, Toronto, Kitchener, Waterloo, Niagara Falls, you can get in touch with any of our team members, and they will be more than happy to give you all the information about our game changer model. And friends, thank you all for joining us today for this wonderful session. I will apologize to all of you for a little technical glitch. We lost a couple of minutes, and I think that's why Sachin gave me the liberty to, go for another 10-15 minutes. Sachin, I will send you all the questions, and you can get in touch with the best
Sure.
for $50 gift card from Workify. So,
Sure.
Lacey, before we say goodbye to everybody, any message for the realtors?
I just have to tell you that it doesn't have to be a roller coaster. It doesn't have to be worry down the road. It doesn't have to be just living for right now for each deal. There is a better way. You just need to be with a company that is willing to implement their ideas and from the top down take care of their team. And SaveMax is the place to be to make sure that you are comfortable, worry-free, and going to realize your potential.
Thank you, Lacey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, friends. Enjoy your weekend with your family. Stay safe. We will see you back next week, same time, 12 o'clock on Facebook Live. Please make sure be ready with your questions. Thank you very much and enjoy
Thank you
your
very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.